Should college athletes be paid? Now, some facts about the issue. The NCAA, which stands for the National Collegiate Athletics Association, is the governing body that represents every college athlete, including Division I, Division II, Division III. They're also the one who regulate all the rules that every college athlete must follow. Now, when you're in college, you're an amateur, and the NCAA defines amateurism as the practicing of an activity, especially in a sport, on an unpaid rather than a professional basis. Although these kids are bringing in millions and billions of dollars a year for their school, they are actually here for an education just like you and me. Now, why should we care? Every year, the NCAA holds a basketball tournament called March Madness. The top 64 women and 64 men's teams will compete for a whole month to see who will be the national champion. Now, just in the men's tournament, the NCAA will bring in roughly $1 billion. Now, millions of those dollars will go back to the universities, but sadly, none of that money will ever reach a single one of the athletes. Some causes and effects. I'm from California, and our governor has recently passed a bill that will allow college athletes in California to profit from the name and likeness. Sadly, this is only happening in California. Although they are allowed to profit from outside endorsements, they are not allowed to directly profit from their universities. Some pros and cons about this issue. One pro is that the athletes would start to benefit from their athleticism and would be able to start making money as soon as in college. Another pro is that it would stop corruption among universities, such as coaches and athletic directors paying players to come to their school. Lastly, another pro would be it would provide relief for athletes whose families are struggling, such as LeBron James, who had sadly had to go from high school to the NBA because he was raised by a single mom who didn't have enough money. Now on to the cons. It would eliminate the line between amateurs and professionals. That would mean that basically all players in college are professionals, and so when you're watching college football, it would basically be the same thing as professional football. Another con is that athletes would start coming to school for money instead of an education. Such as Richard Sherman said in one of his interviews that when he was at practice one day at Stanford, that the coach said, you guys know that you're really not here for school, you're here to play football. And lastly, how much do you pay the star player on the team compared to the last player on the bench? In conclusion, in my opinion, I believe that these athletes should be paid for the revenue that they bring into the school. But they should not be paid nearly as much as professional athletes because they have not reached that level yet. Although many of them are given scholarships to come to school and don't pay a single dime, the scholarship that they are given is not nearly as much money as they bring in for the school. Thank you.